What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 96-ish of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, a couple absolutely glorious battles made up the episode with Kurt Haldenstradt's guns firing and then Gelt's tanks and Hellblasters stealing the show. It was a glorious time for the Empire as Imperial ingenuity has started to push back the darkness, as it were. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this time around, it's still the same turn, so we do have to continue where we were, and well, I guess let's begin. Let's see who needed to move last time. Nud van Hesselt, yes, or Hasselt. You are going to finally take out the Bleeding Spire, which should be the destruction of the Cool faction, and will allow you to move southward. And then start dealing with the village. Auto-resolve this, and yeah, barely any damage there. Lovely, lovely, and we will occupy. And we also would like to probably replace that single cannon of yours with a Hellblaster as soon as we can. Although you are an anti-large army, and it is an anti-large thing, but artillery piece, but you know what, the Hellblasters are just as anti-large, just by virtue of the damage they deal. Anyway, oh, Leopold, you have somebody to kill here. Ooh. Can you do this with help from your from these guys? Wait, let's put you here. Step to it. And then we'll put you here. Are you able to? Oh, you're not able to enter the army. Oh. Get rid of, I don't know, one of the pikes, I guess. Or wait, we technically need you two to join the army, don't we? You know what? It is time. Do this. Is he gonna run? Yeah, he's gonna run, okay. Then we'll see how far he can run and whether we can still reach our army, and it looks like we can indeed, so... Now we need to pick two units to get rid of. I guess it'll... No, you know what, to get rid of the pikes. The Free Company Militia are still more useful. And then you can enter the army like so, and then you can enter the army like so, and then we attack and destroy the army. That army, I mean. Oh, we should also probably level these two. And... Would you still be able to reach him in trenches? Yes, fantastic. I'm just wondering whether this is auto-resolve. Well, I'm just going to hope that it is, but let's apply those skill points before we go. Now, you have Pistol Core, which makes sense considering all of this. War Wagons are probably also a good choice against the forces of chaos, generally speaking. And this will probably just take Mighty Forge, at least a couple points. And, well, I guess we want to go through Rally to stand your ground. So, yeah, War Wagons, why not buff them? Get more War Wagons as we go, if we can manage to recruit them. You can then get points on you. 7. Let's get Replenished Troops, Hammer of Sigmar, Safeguard, and I guess Impassioned, so that you don't die on the field, hopefully. No Shield of Faith or Soulfire as yet, but we'll get them. Next up, Awakening in the Wood. Let's go for... I mean, I'd love to get to the Machinations of the College and improved scrying techniques, but... Not sure. Life Bloom and Earth Blood have to be the main pickups. Now we might still be able to make our way through it. Let's get 1 point in each regrowth in the Dwellers Below, then we'll go for... I always forget which thing I like to get here. Winds of Magic Cause for all spells, further study. And it's probably the one, isn't it? Winds of Magic Power, reserve capacity, plus 16. Yeah, these are both really great. Let's do... this. And then we still have enough points from improved scrying techniques. Fantastic. And yeah, I know it's 1%... Which makes me think that maybe we're better off getting the 5% for this army. No, but this is all armies. It's 5% for all armies, so yeah, we'll do this. And then I guess we could either get another point in regrowth of Dwellers Below, but I think we'll just... I mean, honestly, this army's probably not going to be fighting all that much, so let's just go for... probably Dwellers Below. Or you know what, no, let's go for Earthing, because you're going to be... overcasting Earthblood constantly. Anyway, try to knock this guy out if you can, and close victory, and oh! Okay, we're gonna have to manually fight this. Alright, let's do this real quick. I'm going to speed through this. Hopefully I'm not underestimating the enemy here, and I may very well be, but we'll see. And this was never really supposed to be an army, it's just a bunch of units, you know, like a smattering of units we put together to defend against random nonsense like this, while we wait for Van Hesselt, or Hasselt rather, to come back and deal with things for us. Alright, come on now. There we go, and oh, this is a fairly nice position to be in as well. You can go forward, you're going to be doing a decent amount of damage, and we want to back off, let's say to here, so that these guys have the maximum amount of time to do damage, and we have a... would it be better to be here? No, we want a relatively clear line of fire, maybe here would be better. Start deployment, and then we'll do this. So you guys in front, and then crossbows behind you. I should have checked whether the enemy has a bound ability, but well, it's too late now. Let's just do this, like so. You and you can be out front to counteract the enemy. You can be behind where you hopefully will not die. And, oh, I guess you guys should actually be in blocks. Or blocky, like so. And then free company militia, like so. Like so. And am I over-preparing for this battle? Maybe, but I guess I'd rather over-prepare than under-prepare and then take so much damage that this army will be non-viable, because they won't be able to recover well anyway. Let's see, like so, and then you guys are the flankers, all of you together. Alright, fantastic. And then you guys are going to go all the way back here. And you're going to back up so that this thing is a wall. Yeah, I know it's close to the edge of the map, but there's not much we can do. But it's not a corner anyway, so it probably won't make that much of a difference. Anyway, start battle, and we'll head for... What do we target? Maybe not get that exalted here first. Oh, wait, is this a Sorcerer Lord? Yeah, but he might be harder to kill because of the barrier. You know, start battle, go for that thing. And then you guys go back off like this, and then turn off skirmish mode. You guys can keep skirmish mode on, though. Well, actually, no. No, we'll manually do it. You guys back out, and fire as you go. Wait, are the enemies faster? What are you doing? Don't stop. Are you stupid? You're gonna get killed like this. What are you doing? They're getting in their own way? You gotta be kidding me. This may have been a bad idea. Don't stop. What the heck is this? Wow, I never really paid attention to war wagons in the way that they move, but that's awful. So their speed is essentially a complete lie, isn't it? 66 speed, yeah, that's actually pretty slow, but look at this. Well, these guys might be dead. Not much I could do about their inability to run or to move. Why? Is it because of the hill? Try to go like this to the side a little bit. Very bizarre. Nope, no, they're still doing it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, at least in this particular game. Damn, I was hoping you guys would do so much damage, and here you are, just being a bunch of idiots. Alright, well, keep moving, at least you're alive still. I thought I could speed through those, but then wagons decided, no, you're gonna be dumb. Oh! You guys should... No, they can still fire. Okay, that's fine. You need to move forward before whatever that is hits you. Searing Doom by the looks of it, and then move back. You guys can go to the side and then hopefully continue firing. Free Company Militia, get ready to hit the enemy on the side. You two can be group, I don't know, 3. And you two... Oh, are you going to be chased? Well, if you're going to be chased, then run. I wish that you would target the enemy lord. Okay, yeah, that's not that well. Okay, well, here we go. Let's go for a heal immediately on everybody here. You can pop the buff, and then you can, I guess, attack. You two can join in, and then move around. Alright. We can always get the war wagons off the field if needed, and they're just ignoring the Lord and going for the stupid Marauders. And not only that, but it's a complete waste to actually use these things to fire on Marauders, because, I see another spell. Oh, wow, whatever the heck that was, that hurt. That really hurt. Ah, there we go. Now they're attacking, well, when told. There really needs to be a sort of auto, well, not auto-target, but like a ability that allows you to target things, and that is sort of like a target priority, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. As in, the units automatically should target a particular prioritized target. There is such a thing in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, and probably 1 as well. I can't remember. It's been too long since I played 1, but yeah. So that thing allows your units to essentially target things automatically, regardless of what order you give them. They just move around and target. And I think this is a really good thing that you should probably take out of that game and put into this game. A lot of units could really, really use it. If you're listening, devs. But anyway, let's just watch the rest of these guys die. Oh, it's probably going to take a while to knock out the Severed Claw, but they should rout shortly. And we can also chase the enemies down fairly well with our 2 units of Snow Leopards. Ooh, you can get a... Oh, no heals, eh? Who's still fighting? Oh, is it the Severed Claw? Oh, no, it's the... Yes, it is the Severed Claw, I lied. You know what? You go after the Exalted Hero. You guys move closer. I just would like to heal you before the battle ends. There we go. And you two can give chase. Maybe don't fight the Severed Claw yourselves because they'll kill you. And they're frightening. There we go. And you guys just stay back with the range units, take care of it. I probably should have made a wider firing lane for the Thunderers, frankly, but I think this was the way to reduce casualties. Honestly, most of the casualties we took were due to enemy spells and not anything else. What the heck is this? Oh, all right, they can spawn the unit. Okay, just back away from this. Back away from this. You two, Snow Leopard. I was hoping to use the Snow Leopards mostly to chase stuff around, rather, but let's knock these Chaos Spawn out. I don't think we have to, do we? We can end the battle and they'll die anyway because they spawn from enemies. I don't even know what the heck they're doing. Are they trying to withdraw? These are unbreakable. What the heck are they doing? AI is going nuts today. What is this? Huh. Maybe because the battle is over, then unbreakable units behave like breakable units? I've never seen this. Huh, bizarre. Well, either way, they're not important. They won't survive. I was just curious to see how the AI would react to that. Looks like the poor little enemy unit of Marauder Horsemen is... Oh, wow, we didn't actually need to chase or anything. I forgot that this guy had retreated before we hunted him down. Now, well, doesn't matter. It should have been auto-resolvable anyway, so, yeah, now. Alright, coming now. Yeah, 101 kills on the Sorcerer. I guess I should have gone for the Sorcerer first, but those idiot war wagons and their inability to not get in each other's way made me panic in the first portion of that battle. And you know, it's funny, I've been using war wagons throughout the campaign, I never noticed that. Huh, weird. Money. And alright, you heal pretty well here, and I guess you can't move anyway. You can go into and camp to heal more. Or you could, you know, just stand in camp. I mean, I guess we could go channeling as well, but you already have 100 mana, so it's not too bad. I'd rather heal up because we don't know who's at the Volary, but I'm willing to bet that village will be back before we know it. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Who's up next in terms of moves? Helmut Feuerbach, you, my friend, are heading out to sea, and you are going to see Mr. Noctilus out there. You can actually move in regular stance, I think. And you'll still be near enough. I can't actually tell how far can you move, damn. This guy can go really far. I feel like there's a few locations with the wrong, what's it called? Okay, you know what, just stay near just in case you get attacked by something, even though I doubt you will. The wrong commandment, but it's a little bit late. Anyway, we're gonna keep doing this in order, because I'm just going to have to go through the entire order again if I lose said order, so, yeah. Aldebras, Meyer, and Ferry, yes. Go here, and let's see what Clan MORS has in the Desolation of Nagash. Morlock, Hemlock. Yeah, they certainly have some stuff, alright. And does this have a defensive location? As in, is it a minor settlement? Okay, yes, Clan MORS, we get it. It is not a minor settlement, so it's a field battle. Alright, well, you can then move up right there. And, ooh, you're gonna come in as a reinforcement. That I don't like nearly as much. Because we want these firing at the enemy. Well, I guess if we're attacking, then we have to attack. Wait, can this be auto-resolved? No. I mean, it can, but I'm not willing to lose an Eldred's Guard for it. You know what? This is actually looking like a pretty decent fight. Do we do a second fight, then? I mean, I guess the other battle wasn't a cinematic battle, so this one would be a cinematic battle, I think. And they do have the Avalanche Mortars, which is a scary, scary unit. Alright, yeah, let's do this one cinematically then, shall we?
It will be done! The omens are good, brothers! We are Sigmar's heirs! They are Sigmar's foes! I hope you've checked your weapons, lads. It's going to be a tough one.
Alrighty, some great lighting in this map, and here we go. If we have to fight this, well then we will make it a show. And besides, I suppose since this is the last battle of Clan MORS, we might as well give them a proper send-off. I love that line of halberdiers. They're certainly ready for a fight, but hey, so are the Skaven, and in pretty big numbers at that. They're going to allow our reinforcements to get onto the field, which is great, because this little army would have had a huge problem if they had not. Now, we have deployed here where we have this impassable object, this little mountain, plateau, whatever you want to call this thing. We're going to use it as a wall to one side of our army while we establish the rest of it in proper positions. Maybe move a little bit forward and then even further than that so that we can get our artillery in range. Though that said, it's not just regular artillery we have, but the war wagons with mortars now as well, which will be able to move forward and then annoy the enemy enough, hopefully, to actually approach us. And that should be beginning any second now, just trying to properly position everybody else, including the artillery pieces. Just going to stand them all away from each other such that if the enemy uses the menace below on them, or if they get hit by spells or by enemy artillery, that they don't all get killed at the same time. Anyway, there we go. The mortar wagons are going to move forward, plus one regular war wagon. I'm going to hope that the war wagons can snipe those Deathglobe bombardiers, or not the Deathglobe bombardiers, the avalanche mortars. This unit frightens me to a very high degree, and we absolutely have to prioritize it. Anyway, going to begin with a little artillery exchange as the enemy plague claws will fire on our war wagon mortars, although obviously that's not going to be particularly effective, so I'm sure we'll be fine. More importantly than that, we'll be able to knock out the single enemy artillery piece and hopefully annoy the enemy sufficiently that the enemy army does move towards us as well. Also, fortunately, the avalanche mortars don't have enough range to fire at our war wagons, as I have a feeling that even against war wagons, they'd still be more effective than plague claws. Yeah, they're supposed to delete infantry units, but they're such a scary unit, I feel like they'd still be able to hurt war wagons just fine if they could hit them. Even with their, I want to say accuracy, but it's not that they're inaccurate so much as they hit so much ground to delete infantry at the same time. Anyway, it looks like the plague claws are having a pretty bad time. Most of their crews are being deleted here, and it looks like they're booking it on out of there. There we go, and without that artillery piece, the enemy army gets annoyed and will start moving towards us. The last charge of Clan MORS, sadly led by a Master Assassin rather than a Warlord, but I guess it does kind of make sense that the last Lord to survive is an Assassin Lord instead of a Warlord. Alrighty, let's see what you can do, Skaven. We're also going to try to get those avalanche mortars. I tried to move around the enemy army with our war wagons, but no dice. The enemy wolf rats decided to give chase to the war wagons, but we really need to knock out those avalanche mortars. If they're able to close in range of our infantry, those infantry are going to be destroyed so quickly. Might even be worth it to send our flyer lord to just go after the avalanche mortars by himself, even if he doesn't contribute to the rest of the fight. That's how scary that unit is. Anyway, wolf rats are still trying to chase down our war wagons, but are now fortunately taking hits from our artillery pieces, as well as those war wagons, and will, by the looks of it, be damaged enough to shortly probably break. Oh, it looks like they've decided to change tactics a little bit and go after the mortar war wagons, but yeah, they can't get close enough to our line. Although they did dodge plenty of those shots, so still good job to them. Avalanche mortars are still drawing closer and closer with the rest of the enemy line, so that is most definitely still a concern. We also have to remember that this particular army does not have, I keep wanting to say fire rain rockets, Hellstorm rocket batteries, so it's not going to be nearly as effective at knocking out a Skaven army like this at a distance as those other armies would, though obviously the Hellblaster volley guns are still a lot better than cannons at knocking out infantry. We just gotta get them to actually land a few shots. Our regular war wagons are back in it and are still going to try to go after those avalanche mortars, though it looks like they're gonna have to try to get around the enemy clan rats. Unfortunately, their range is relatively short, so they can't quite get close enough to the mortars. I even decided to try to tell the war wagons and mortars to target them, but frankly, they're a loose formation unit, and with the way that the mortars are firing because of their accuracy, they're probably not going to do enough to knock the unit out. With that said, what I said about our Lord still holds true, and we're going to hover him overhead, and he's going to wait for the opportunity. If the entire enemy army heads towards our army, and they will, eventually, they will have to deal with our Lord going after their backline. Unless they leave a bunch of units to protect the avalanche mortars, which they should, but we know that the AI won't. Alright, we also have our cannons now and our regular mortars trying to target those poison wind globadiers. A little bit less of a loose formation than the avalanche mortars, and thus we're going to target them next, as they are the second threatening unit, both them and the death globes, after the avalanche mortars there. Enemy army is taking their sweet time to actually get to us. Man, if this army had Hellstorm rocket batteries, they would have suffered so much by this point in time. And I know that this army is Gelt's follower army, but maybe we should get it some Hellstorm rocket batteries for the rare situations where they do have to act by themselves without supporting Gelt. Looks like some rat ogres decided to try to charge our battle lines, only to get focused down a little bit by the Hellblasters and cannons, and the avalanche mortars are in range of our Lord now, and for whatever reason they want to try to shoot him. We will have to be careful though. Probably shouldn't let them hit our war wagons either, but I don't like how close they're getting. We'll still have to watch out for that. We got some clan rats chasing off our war wagons, and we're going to move them to our main line now, as it looks like the rest of the enemy army will march forward, and thus we can just fire from behind our main line without having to worry about kiting the army with our various war wagons. Still trying to focus down those rat ogres with our hellblasters. And the enemy did have this sort of hill protecting most of their army most of the time, so it was difficult getting all the right shots in, but now it should be a lot easier. Alright, keep charging towards our main battle line there. Good luck to you, clan rats. You don't have a Queek to urge you forward lest he kill you, or to lead from the front for you. Though the assassin is actually doing a fairly decent job, as he's going to move out here as well. The cannons are not going to knock him out, but if we switch a Hellblaster to do it, they very well might. In the meantime, our Lord has gone through the enemy army and will be going after the avalanche mortars as soon as he can, as soon as they're reasonably unprotected, and the war wagons, they just can't catch a break. They try to get to those mortars, but they can't, but oh well. As long as they're distracted by the enemy Lord here, it works for us, because they're not killing our main line. Speaking of our main line, the enemy army continues to close. It's certainly taken a while for it to do so. Maybe I should have sped up the first portion of the battle, but oh well. Once again, I did say that the Clan Wars deserves a proper send-off, and there we go. Now they're close enough for our range units to fire as well, and we have huntsmen and crossbows, a little bit lacking in the form of handguns and stuff, which obviously an Empire battle line doesn't feel quite right if it doesn't have handgunners, but nonetheless. Alrighty, and we're gonna get the heck out of there with our war wagons, as the summoned, I believe, halberdiers will take the first charge there. Or wait, do we even have summoned halberdiers here? I don't remember. But well, I guess it'll be halberdiers. Oh no, this is the these are the units that were held by Ferry, our troop train. So we don't actually care about them, they're just a bonus here. Alrighty, and if they take damage, well, that's just fine by us, and damage they will take, but they'll keep the Eldred's Guard and the Spears reasonably safe. Not that those won't have to fight, however, as more and more enemy units arrive, though it looks like our Lord has finally found those damn Poison Wind Globadiers, and will soon be moving to the Avalanche Mortars. Was hoping to get a few shots onto the enemy Poison Wind Globadiers, but it looks like the enemy doesn't quite manage to do it. It would have been nice to force the enemy to kill their own units, but oh well. You can't have everything. Also, I guess since we don't have any mages in this particular army, it will certainly make the battle last a little bit longer, as we can't drop a few big spells on these large concentration of rats, or large concentrations of rats, and obliterate them, though we can at least drop mortar shells into their pile of ranged units, and the crossbows and the huntsmen can still do their thing. Almost seems odd that the huntsmen, well, them being anti-large, but you would think that they'd get bonus against rats for hunting rats, though I suppose they're not rat catchers, which aren't a unit, but they exist. Alrighty, Sigmar disciples have joined the fray on this flank, but at the same time the enemy's own Plague Monk Censer Bearers have joined as well. 2 God-sworn units, and duking it out a little bit. Although the enemy's more of a damage dealer than we are, I suppose, in the form of the Sigmarite Disciples. Either way, the enemy army is starting to be in pretty bad shape. The Halberdiers have been doing a pretty good job, a pretty good sacrificial job, but, well, that's what they're here for. And our main line isn't nearly as engaged as it would have been, and this is allowing us to do more damage with our artillery and our range units. Speaking of the main line engaging, now it's time to charge. Both the Spears and the Eldred's Guard are going to move into the fray. Alright, there we go, and good luck dealing with the Eldred's Guard together with our artillery now, especially that they don't have, now that they don't have support from their avalanche mortars. There we go, the enemy Plague Monks are dropping like flies. And it looks like the enemy will be decided, or the battle rather, will be decided on this flank here. Nice shot from the cannon or Hellblaster, couldn't quite tell there. Right into the middle of the enemy without damaging our own units. And I do believe the enemy assassin has either been heavily damaged or otherwise outright assassinated by our Hellblaster volley guns. Alrighty, not much to say any more tactically. This is just running down the rest of the enemy units, especially while the unbreakable Plague Monks and Plague Monk Censer Bearers. The battle is ours, just gotta make sure we kill the unbreakable units. There we go, don't stop until they're all dead. Well, that's what we've done here, and with that, the battle is completely ours. Gonna do our best to, well, maybe not so much chase the enemy down, because most of our units can't chase in this particular army, or these particular armies, but to allow our artillery to fire for as long as they can, and that does include the war wagons as well, because we'll want to auto-resolve clan MORS and make sure that they're gone for good. Alrighty, too bad once again that Queek wasn't here, but hey, oh well. Queek probably would have had no problem defeating this lord, and we really needed him to knock out those avalanche mortars, though I suppose if the enemy had gotten close enough, the Hellblaster volley guns would have killed them very quickly themselves, so either way. Alrighty, a very, very nice fight if I do say so myself. We didn't take all that much damage, but it was a pretty cool battle line, clashing with the enemy battle line. Unfortunately for the enemy, they did not get too much value out of their avalanche mortars, which is probably the deadliest single unit in the entire Skaven roster. So yeah, too bad for them, but well done to the Lord there for just chasing them around all battle. Anyway, Talisman of Endurance, free swell. We are going to, I guess, occupy the place just to give it to our Dwarfen allies, and just like that, Clan MORS is destroyed. We also no longer need Ferry. You know what? I guess stick around for now. Wait, are you able to move into March Stance? No. I was hoping to put into March Stance and get you into the Desolation of Nagash to heal instead of Ferry, but it's okay. I guess we can march these two through this territory and meet up with Balthazar Gelt out here, maybe? And if he goes down this way. We could also send Balthazar Gelt to Nagashazar just for fun, just to take it, even though we absolutely do not need it in any way. Man, he still has a lot of work to do throughout the throughout the territories of the Knights of Calderon. And I noticed that the Darklands orcs are still holding a few territories here as well. Kind of interesting. Honestly, we probably would love to get another army down here, but no one in proximity at the current time. Anyway, let's continue with what we were doing. Who needs to move next? Marcus Wolfhart. Ah, yes, you are going to get a quick little auto resolve over at the Skull Reef, and then head southward. Come on now. Should I have leveled you? Maybe. Oh, we also will need your heroes to spawn, which I guess is also going to be an issue, in the sense that we will take the money, but in the sense that we will need to get them in your army, but they'll spawn near to where they died. Another Van Horstman's Speculum. Man, we get a lot of these. You can then... I mean, you could go for the Fell Cargo. Oh, this isn't our territory. Oh, that's not great. This is actually contested. Really? Why is this contested? We own the Blood Hall. Why would... Huh. I thought every single province had its own territorial waters when they were near a place, but... Weird. Okay, so I guess we won't be able to heal here, which means, okay, contrary to what I said, we're gonna have to go around, we're gonna have to land. We can't land right now, so to do so we have to head into our own waters, which means going back around this way. Damn, a bit of a waste of a turn. But what can you do? At least this way we should be able to heal. Next, what we'll want to do... I mean, I guess we'll leave Bruno Grauber here. Okay, here's how we'll do this. Bernard Hart, okay, Lord... Let's get another General of the Empire or another Arch-Elector, doesn't really matter. Just a temporary Lord. Maybe not... Wait, you know what? We'll use you as a recruiter.
It will be done.
We'll need another recruiter here anyway. Leader of Renown, let's go for Iron Disciplinarian. It doesn't really matter. Irrepressible, and we can't quite get to Headhunter, unfortunately. But not a big deal. Go for Quartermaster, alright. Then, you are going to transfer these units here. And while you can still move, you are going to march stance, and then you're going to go all the way down here. Is that a mysterious island? No, it's shipwreck. And we're gonna grab Vergun to trade them to our allies, because clearly they're not going to take it themselves, so we may as well tell them, or do it for them. And yes, we could tell them to occupy it, but I'd rather not, because they're currently busy in the south, and I'd rather not screw them over on that. You are going to keep recruiting just basic units. It doesn't really matter, as long as something is being built. And I guess the same thing goes for you. Get more greatswords in here. We're gonna need a line of great swords to fight with Mr. Ricarth again. I'm still wondering, well, whether we should send Bruno Grauber down there. You know what, Bruno, stay here for now. We saw that there was an army belonging to Morathi in here somewhere in the fog. They could just bypass Mazdamundi and go for the High Sentinel again, and if Marcus leaves to go fight Ricarth, then, well, we won't have anybody to take care of it for us. Next up, we'll need to get another Lord, I think, at the Pillars of the Unseen Constellations, so that there's a defender at each. Let's get, no, Tough is not bad, let's go for Tough. And you're gonna similarly start recruiting. Let's go for... Well, Huntsman would be pretty valuable, I would think, for the, Let's go with Huntsman. Huntsman would be pretty valuable for the massive number of monsters that Ricarth likes to bring. We'll also want great swords, but what if these guys get here? Well, actually, they can't get here in 2 turns, can they? You could do more great swords then. And then, Wallatal, you are... Oh, you're yellow, eh? You'd at least be able to get us halberdiers or crossbows. I'm actually shocked that huntsmen are in the same tier as greatswords, but there's still basic Imperial infantry. You can have another General of the Empire. No, another Arch-Elector, maybe? I don't want to summon Boris Haldenstrat, because there's a reason that he's not delete in that... no, well, it's also he's anti-Warriors of Chaos in Norska, so he's not that useful to us here. Do a basic training General of the Empire, but honestly, it doesn't feel worth it. We should just do another Arch-Elector. We lost a bunch of Arch-Lectors. Well, now we're going to get a bunch of Arch-Lectors back. And then you can recruit, I guess, Halberdiers, and we'll do crossbows after. Now, global recruitment won't be from this. Or for you, global recruitment will be for Kurt Lehman instead, who's going to grab a couple of mortars to help him defend. Definitely not going to last the 3 turns. Next, while Council of Burgomeisters, I'm sure, is useful here, we want to... We could switch on State Trooper Levy, but I'm not sure that would actually help us all that much. Honestly, none of these stances do help us at all, do they? In terms of fighting enemies when they land. Alright, fine, just stay as you are, my friend. Alrighty, let's get back to moving through the order of stuff. Reichsmarschall, Kurt Helborg, Gavin Pfeiffer. Did I skip somebody? I feel like I said, no, I did not. Okay, good. And Gavin Pfeiffer, you're up next. Ah, yeah, so this nonsense. So what we need you to do, or you to do, somebody to do, is to hit the Serpent Jetty. Oh, you won't be able to reach it? Ah, but will you be able to reach it by sea? Like so, and then... Yes, you will. Alright, now... Oh, I should have landed here. I may have screwed that up. You might be dead. Because we can't land... Can we land here if this guy's sieging it? I don't know. Well, if I screwed it up, I screwed it up. No, I did not. Okay, fantastic. Really? Really? All the halberdiers will die doing this? Well, we need those to keep conquering this garbage. Alright, I'll fight this manually, but probably in a next episode then. I don't think we can do that here. We don't have time. Gavin Pfeiffer, Jamathius Warner is up next. Ah, yes. You have got the troops now, so you have to head towards Leopold Hall to give him all this fancy new stuff. And Otter van Stroll, you are going to join their army. You know what? I think I'll call it here. There's a few new heroes that we've gotten, and I have to assign them their skill points and stuff, and move a few other heroes around. So rather than doing that on screen, I'll do it between the episodes. And then when we come back, we will hopefully fight that quick little manual battle here, then end the turn and proceed to continue advancing, and as well to building our new armies. Maybe we can even get the Archaon battle next time, depending on whether there's another battle that is nearby, and I'm not sure that there currently is. As in, we might have to travel for an episode, or for a turn rather, which would enable us to get that final Archaon versus Karl fight, which I'm excited for. Anyway, more Karl to come as we head towards the endgame scenario. Turn 94 now, getting there. And don't forget to leave those likes and comments. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.